Hello, and you join me at Rory Palmer's property for another adventure of flooring. As you've seen in many a video that I've done before, which is where the floor has gone, we had a bathroom here where this section had leaked due to this sink, or a sink, this sink, and even possibly the bath, the toilet itself was literally leaking. And when I first got here, it was literally dripping from one of the back nuts. So what I had to do was, I did it in sections just to make life easier, so I had things to stand on. You can see my mess is still here, I'm just tidying it up and just fixing the last bits. But first section was I cut out down here, so to remove the tiles that were all here. Once all the tiles, I got the tiles up, I saw how bad the floor was, and literally it was floorboards underneath tiles with a, what was it, like a 3mm board, just so the tiles could go down on that rather than the floorboards. So they were rotten. They literally, I did that and they just collapsed inside. So this whole section right across here was literally rotten. Literally how it was, the tile was holding it up. I mean, how it did it, I'm surprised. I mean, I know they went through it there was a hole, but the rest of it should have gone as well. I guess, but they just weren't. I don't know. It's a miracle that it's not been worse. So yeah, so I literally ripped up everything first of all, and then I got some 18mm ply, put that all down. Because of the pedestal, I had to match the height of the tiles underneath it, so it was another 18mm put down on top, and Bob's your uncle really. You know, a bit of awkwardness just because of the shape of the bathroom. Didn't take the bath out. The bath panel was absolutely kaput, so replaced that. What I did was, unfortunately, I wish I'd shown you beforehand. I've put battens going down. There's a batten running right along the bottom, right along the top, and then battens in between. This is something my dad taught me years ago. I'm sure nowadays that, I mean, this is a metal bath, so it shouldn't have any sort of give in it anyway, but this is what my dad taught me many moons ago. I'm sure nowadays they've strengthened everything up, so maybe you don't have to do that, but I'm old school now because I've been taught that way. So, but it also did allow me to, where this bath panel is a little bit of a cheaper one, because it doesn't have to be all flash and fancy, but where it was just literally popping out in places, I just managed to be able to put a few screws in because I put that battening in just to tidy it up, so that I know in the future when it gets a bit beaten and battered and bruised and everything else, you know, it's going to stay in its position. It's not my then fault why it's broken or why it's the way it is, because I know they're very flimsy, but they do the job and they tidy the room up so much better. So all I've done today is literally come back because I had to put a new waste pipe on the back of this because because when I actually put this back in place, because I took this out and when I put it back in place, it was just a simple case of the waste pipe didn't match up. They were literally there was like this much room, you know, like 5mm, and I was like, this could have been another reason why they had a leak here. So yeah, I've had to, it's not my game, plumbing, but I'll always give it a go. My plumber did tell me I'm going to have a little bit of a shocker here today, just to try and get that back in place. This is a heavy old sink, and I was going to have a bit of a game just getting it back in place. But luckily, my hero Rory came back into play, and rang him and said to him, would you mind giving me your muscles just to lift this while I collect all the parts in place? And he was very good and came over instantly, and here we are with a sink in place. So what I've done is I've mastic the back so it's got some strength to it. It's screwed at the back now so that it'll all be tight and strong and everything else. And yeah, all I've got to do is literally connect this is a new tap I've put on because the other one was a bit cruddy, and basically where it meets at the bottom there, it just corroded away. And I thought rather than bodge it, let's do a new one, and then we haven't got to worry again. So yeah, now all I've got to do is connect these two taps up, turn the water back on. The job's a good one. Thank you very much for joining me today.